Hello friends, good morning. Let us continue our studies of ratio analysis. Today we are going to look at the last type of ratios, that is solvency ratios. As I said you, solvency is the ability of a company to repay its long-term obligations. So solvency ratios are the ones which can help you out in understanding the ability of a company to repay the long-term obligations in situations of closing down the business for some reasons, or in situations of some of the uncertainties because of which people want their money back. So let's see the solvency ratios. So the first solvency ratio is the debt equity ratio. The formula is long-term debts divided by shareholders equity. This particular term of solvency ratio will help you in understanding the leverage of amount of debt through which business has raised capital as against the amount of equity that business has used in raising the capital. So debt equity ratio can give a better reflex between the risk and expensiveness while raising the capital. Wherein if you will raise more capital through debts, it is risky for the business. And if you are using more equity shares into your capital structure, it is more expensive in nature. So when you are planning your capital formation, you can use the debt equity ratio to better align your business intentions and at the same time your capacity. So you must raise the debt in amounts to which you can cater. I mean to say debt serving capacity. Or else, while raising the funds to equity shares, you must understand the implications of dividend in future or on permanent basis onto your business venture. So this is something that helps us out in understanding how to use decisions wisely to better out the risk or the solvency situation of a business enterprise. The second ratio that we are talking about is a proprietary ratio. There are interestingly three different formulas to it. So the first one is total asset divided by proprietor's fund, or the second one is the fixed asset divided by proprietor's fund, or another one is the current asset divided by proprietor's fund. To me, the most popular and widely being practiced ratio is fixed asset divided by proprietor's fund. This particular ratio helps us out in understanding the amount of proprietor's funds utilization in financing the fixed assets. So if the more amount have gone on for fixed asset acquisition, it means that you have used it wisely and it didn't went on for the short-term money provisions, that is current asset obligation provisions. So this is how we can understand the implications of several solvency ratios. Taking it to the next, our third solvency ratio is the fixed asset to capital employed ratio. The formula is of course fixed asset divided by capital employed. So this particular formula gives us the reflex of understanding out of the total capital raised by the company, how much capital has gone on for acquisition of fixed assets. So that can also helps us out in understanding the sufficiency of your capital in making on the provision of fixed assets. If you have raised more fixed assets which are not being wisely used by the organization, it is a situation of overcapitalization that we might have seen in our other discussions. The last solvency ratio is the interest coverage ratio. The formula is EBIT divided by interest charges. So this particular ratio will help in understanding whether the organization has sufficiency of profit in making on the payments of interest to the several debt providers like banks, debentures and bonds, because these are the entities who are claiming on for interest for the capital that they have provided. So whether your profit is sufficient enough to cater to these interest payments, and that is something that interest coverage ratio is talking about. So see friends, all of these types of ratios are always helping in understanding the better prospect about the solvency. I hope you have liked the video, and for many such videos you can keep following me. Thank you.